The Resident Evil 2 remake will most likely go down as one of the greatest games in the Resident Evil franchise, and maybe one of the greatest games ever made by Capcom. The story takes place in September 1998, and seeing that the game has been remade 20 plus years later, they have done a very good job to keep things looking like it's 1998. For example, a resident of Raccoon City isn't going to be getting bit and tweeting about it. That would just be nonsense. Anyway, the game is fantastic, and I'm currently playing through as Claire on my second run. My first run with Leon was a trip. Why? Because Mr. X. Mr. X only appeared in the original game during the second playthrough. Not this time. He harassed me. I definitely got Nemesis vibes, and getting away from him is easier said than done. The sound of his boots in the other room while you're hiding is heart-pounding, so don't stay put for too long because he'll find you. The visuals, the controls, it's a beauty. I got the deluxe edition, and with that you have the option to play the new soundtrack or the original, and I'll admit, majority of my playthrough was the original music, but I did hear the new soundtrack, and both are phenomenal. I'm not a fan of the controls that we had for Resident Evil 4, and honestly I was worried that we may have those controls for this game, since it's the same over-the-shoulder look. Thankfully that was not the case. The original Resident Evil 2 was good, but this is just great. I felt like we were able to know the characters better as well. For example, we get more of Ada than we ever did in the original Resident Evil 2, and she grows on you. I won't lie, I never cared about Ada until this game. I'm confused though. I couldn't tell if they were trying to create a relationship with Leon and Ada or Leon and Claire. He's a very flirtatious, handsome dude, and he freaking knows it. I've heard a few fans are unhappy with Ada kissing Leon, but I think it adds to the emotions. So towards the end, they give us the scene where Leon tries to hold on to Ada before dropping her to what seems to be her death, and a little later they confirm to the player that she is indeed still alive and helps out in a massive way. So I like that. That is an upgrade from the original Resident Evil 2. I will say I had one very small disappointment in this game. Marvin. We got to hang around Marvin longer than we ever did in the classic 1998 game, but the original scene when Marvin turns was a big one, and I felt like it kinda came across weak in the remake. But hey, if that's my only complaint, that's not bad. The police station is my favorite location in all of Raccoon City, and the remake done a fantastic job reimagining it. Walking into the STARS room brought back so many memories. After going underground, you can actually make your way back to the police station and grab a few things you couldn't before. It's not mandatory, but I recommend taking the time to do so. This is a no-brainer, but obviously the boss battles are better. I played on normal and had just enough ammo and a few extra herbs just to get the job done. Ammo I felt was very hard to come by, and at some point you gotta save ammo, so maybe take 1 or 2 shots to stagger an enemy just enough to get around them rather than unload 10 bullets into a zombie's head. What I love the most is, it's a different game, same story, same setting, just done better. The only thing that sucks about getting a good remake is the original getting forgot about. So for example, after Resident Evil 1's remake came out, I can't go back to the classic. Same can be said for the new Spyro and Crash trilogies. If you had to choose, you would just pick the cleaner looking versions. So will the original Resident Evil 2 get forgotten about? Who knows? But after playing this, I can't imagine what Capcom could do with a remake of the third game. Capcom took a classic and made it 100 times better. We waited a long time for this game to be remade, and after playing it, it was worth every single second. It's been a long time since Raccoon City was wiped off the map, but man does it feel good to be back.